Have you ever found yourself wondering if a guy is just being friendly or if there's something more behind his actions? Whether it's subtle touches, sweet gestures, or that smile that feels a little too lingering, it can be tough to figure out. Well, today we're diving into 5 key signs to help you figure out whether he's genuinely into you or just being nice. Let's get into it. Before we jump into today's topic, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on more insights from Mind Matters. 1. Consistent communication. The first sign you need to look out for is how often he communicates with you. Now, we've all experienced the frustration of trying to figure out if a guy is genuinely interested or if he's just being polite. So, how can you tell? One of the biggest indicators is whether or not he takes the time to reach out to you regularly, without any reason other than to connect with you. If he's really into you, he'll find reasons to message you even when there's no immediate need. Could be a random, "Hey, how's your day going?" or sharing something funny he came across that reminded him of you. It's those little moments that show he's thinking about you, even when you're not around. But here's the catch: a guy who's just being nice? He'll most likely wait for you to make the first move. He won't initiate the conversation unless he has to. Sure, he might text back quickly or even keep the conversation going for a bit, but if he's not reaching out on his own, that's a key sign that he's probably just being friendly, not flirty. Think about it. If a guy's into you, he'll want to stay in your life and stay connected. He'll text you just to check in or ask how you're doing. His messages won't always be directly related to making plans. Sometimes it'll be something small, like a random thought or a piece of news that reminded him of something you've shared together. This shows that he's invested in the relationship and is actively thinking about you outside of the usual hangouts. And of course, consistency is key. If he's texting you today and then suddenly goes quiet for days, you can't be sure of his feelings. A guy who likes you will be reliable in his communication, making sure you don't feel like you're the only one putting in the effort. 2. The body language. Body language is another key indicator that can reveal whether a guy is truly interested or just being nice. It's often said that actions speak louder than words, and when it comes to relationships, this is absolutely true. When a guy likes you, his body language will give him away, even if his words are subtle or guarded. First, let's talk about proximity. If he's into you, he'll want to be physically closer to you. Think about the last time you were with him. Was he standing a little too close for comfort? Did he lean in when you spoke? A guy who likes you will unconsciously want to bridge the gap, finding excuses to be near you even in group settings. On the other hand, a guy who's just being nice might keep his distance. He might maintain a casual physical space, not getting too close or showing that kind of comfort with being near you. Another important aspect of body language is eye contact. Eye contact is one of the most powerful nonverbal cues, and when someone likes you, they will often look at you longer than usual. If he's into you, you'll catch him looking at you with that deep, meaningful gaze, or perhaps even noticing that he glances away quickly when you catch him staring. If he's just being nice, the eye contact will feel less intense, and he may look around the room, often distracted or focused on other people rather than locking eyes with you. Now, pay attention to his posture when he's around you. Does he seem open and engaged, or does he stand with his arms crossed, looking closed off? A guy who's genuinely interested in you will typically face you directly, open his body language, and show that he's present and focused on you. His posture will be inviting and engaged, showing that he values your presence. If he's just being nice, his body language might appear more neutral, like he's open but not necessarily leaning in to connect with you on a deeper level. And then there's the touch factor. Physical touch is a major indicator of interest. Subtle touches like a light hand on your back, a touch on your arm, or a playful nudge can all be signs of attraction. These gestures show a level of comfort and intimacy that goes beyond just being nice. If a guy is only being polite, he'll keep his hands to himself, maintaining a more formal distance. But a guy who's into you? He'll likely find little moments to make casual contact, whether it's a gentle brush of the arm or a playful touch. Remember, body language can speak volumes even when words don't. If his body is constantly facing you, if his eyes light up when he sees you, or if he's leaning in during conversations, these are clear signs that he's more than just being nice. He's invested in you and wants to be close to you. 3. He remembers the small details. One of the most telling signs that a guy might be into you is how well he remembers the little things you've said. You know, those tiny, seemingly insignificant details that most people would forget in a heartbeat? If a guy really likes you, he'll recall them with ease, and that's because you're constantly on his mind. Does he remember the book you mentioned you were reading a few weeks ago, or the dream you shared about traveling to your favorite destination? Maybe he surprises you with your favorite snack or brings up something you casually said in a past conversation. A guy who's truly interested in you will hold on to these small tidbits because they show that he's actively listening, paying attention, and genuinely cares about what makes you you. It's a sign that he's trying to get to know you on a deeper level, beyond the surface-level small talk. On the flip side, if a guy is just being nice, he might listen to what you say, but he won't remember much of it. He might forget the little details you shared, like the fact that you love a certain movie or the story about your childhood pet. This could indicate that while he's polite and kind, he's not particularly invested in remembering who you are beyond the basic facts. Another thing to consider is how he brings up these details. If he casually mentions them, almost as if they just popped into his mind, it shows that he's really thinking about you when you're not around. For instance, if you told him about a stressful day at work and the next time you see him, he asks, "Hey, how did that meeting go? You looked pretty stressed about it last time." That's a huge sign of attentiveness. It shows he was paying attention and, more importantly, that he genuinely cares about how you're doing. And let's not forget about the importance of follow-up. A guy who likes you will follow up on things you've told him about, whether it's asking about something you're working on or showing interest in something you enjoy. He won't just hear your story and let it fade away. Instead, he'll use that information as a way to connect with you again and keep the conversation going. In contrast, someone who's just being nice might engage in small talk, but there's a difference between remembering a detail and just acknowledging it. If you notice he forgets things that were important to you or doesn't show any effort in bringing them up later, it's a sign that he might not be as invested in you as you'd like him to be. 4. He makes time for you. One of the most telling signs that a guy is genuinely into you is whether he makes time for you, not just when it's convenient, but when he actually prioritizes you in his schedule. We all have busy lives and time is precious, but a guy who truly likes you will make an effort to fit you into his day. That effort speaks volumes. Think about it. When someone likes you, they don't just wait for perfect circumstances to hang out. If he's really into you, he'll reach out to make plans even when he has a busy week. Maybe he suggests grabbing coffee after a long day or plans a spontaneous meetup just because he wants to see you. A guy who's simply being nice may wait for you to initiate plans and only agree when he's free. Key difference is that a guy who likes you will initiate plans because he wants to spend time with you, not out of obligation. Now, this isn't just about how often he makes time for you, but also about how thoughtful his gestures are. Does he plan dates or activities that are aligned with your interests, or does he just go with whatever is easiest? When a guy is into you, he'll put some thought into how he spends time with you, whether it's suggesting a fun activity based on something you've mentioned liking or surprising you with a thoughtful plan that shows he's been listening to your conversations. A guy who's just being nice may not go the extra mile to make things personal. He may suggest generic or group plans that don't involve much one-on-one time. Another way to look at it is in how flexible he is when it comes to his schedule. If he likes you, he'll try to make time, even if it means rearranging something else. Maybe he's had a tough week with work, but he'll still text you and ask if you're free for a quick chat or plan a last-minute hangout. He'll value the time you spend together and make sure it happens no matter how busy life gets. But when a guy is just being nice, his actions might not be as consistent. He might show interest in seeing you, but there always seems to be an excuse for why he can't make time. Maybe he's too busy with work or has other plans, and while those things are understandable if they're happening all the time, you may be dealing with someone who isn't prioritizing you the way he would if he were truly interested. So, how do you know if he's making time for you? It's all about the effort. A guy who likes you will make sure you know that you matter, whether that's through initiating plans, prioritizing you in his busy schedule, or simply finding ways to connect in a meaningful way. Watch his actions. If he's always making room for you in his life, he's likely more than just nice, he's interested. Point 5. He shows interest in your life. The final sign to look for is how genuinely interested he is in your life, beyond the surface-level details. A guy who's truly into you will want to know about more than just your favorite food or the latest movie you watched. He'll be curious about your passions, your goals, your dreams, and the things that make you tick. This kind of deep interest shows that he's invested in knowing you as a person, not just as someone to pass time with. Think about how he engages in your conversations. Does he ask meaningful questions about your career, your future plans, or what excites you? A guy who likes you will be actively involved in the conversation, asking follow-up questions and showing that he's truly paying attention to the things that matter to you. He'll care about your aspirations and will take the time to learn what drives you in life. A guy who's just being nice, on the other hand, might ask a few polite questions but won't dive much deeper than surface-level chatter. His questions might feel more like small talk than genuine curiosity. When a guy is into you, he'll also be supportive of your interests and goals. He'll encourage you to pursue the things that make you happy and be there to cheer you on. Whether it's a career ambition or a personal project, he'll take an active role in supporting you. Maybe he'll send you an article related to something you're passionate about, or he'll ask about a personal goal you've been working on. A guy who's just being nice might say something like, "That's cool," but he won't make the effort to be a part of those things in your life. His interest will be more casual. Furthermore, he'll remember things you've shared about your personal experiences. Whether it's a family story or a challenge you're facing, he'll not only listen but also bring it up later in conversations to check in or show that he cares. He might say, "How's that project going you mentioned last week?" Or, "I remember you said you were going through a tough time. How are you holding up?" These aren't just polite questions. They're signs of someone who truly wants to know what's going on in your life and is invested in your well-being. On the flip side, a guy who's just being nice will usually stick to light topics, keeping the conversation comfortable but without digging deep into your personal life. He may avoid asking too many personal questions, or if he does, it'll be brief and not a topic he revisits. His interest might seem more like a courtesy rather than a genuine desire to understand who you are at your core. So, if a guy is showing genuine curiosity about your life, it's a clear sign that he's not just being nice. He's truly interested in you, and he's willing to invest time and energy into understanding what makes you who you are. This kind of interest goes beyond superficial conversation. It's about connecting on a deeper level and being there for you in meaningful ways. So, there you have it, 5 clear signs to help you tell if a guy is genuinely into you or if he's just being nice. It's all about looking beyond the words and paying attention to the actions, the body language, and the little things that show how invested he really is. Remember, when a guy is interested, he'll make time for you, remember the small details, show deep curiosity about your life, and express a level of care that goes beyond politeness. If you're noticing these signs, it's likely that he's more than just being nice. He's showing that he values you and wants something more. But if you're not seeing these signs, don't be afraid to take a step back and reassess. You deserve someone who's truly invested in you, not just in the idea of you. So, what do you think? Have you experienced these signs in someone you're interested in? Drop a comment below and let us know. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more relationship tips and advice. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.